Harshit Kaparia, Vice President of Industrials, Consumer Durables and Electricals and Renewables at Elara Capital, joins in right now on the show. Harshit, good morning. Thanks so much for joining in. This boost that has come yesterday, I call it a boost because it's a large sum by India. And after a brief hiatus, we are now starting to see noises around defense again. How did you read into this announcement yesterday?
Yeah, good morning. So this is a very positive development. So for some time, the flow of news has been a bit lower. Now, again, the news flows have started. The orders have started to come in. A few days back, there was an announcement by Cabinet Committee on Security for a 26,000 crore order for Indian-Indigenously, and this approval of 1.5 lakh crore close to. That again reiterates our positive stance on the defense sector, on the India indigenization story. And we will see such more announcements by the Defense Acquisition Council over the next 1 to 2 years, as the pipeline for these defense projects are humongous. Close to around 15 lakh crores worth of projects are in pipeline across different armed forces verticals.
Right. Harshit, while this is great news and sentimentally will boost these counters, these stocks have corrected significantly, and they were too running up even before these orders had been bagged, right? Execution is one concern that some people have expressed when it comes to some of the large players in the space. If you had to place your bets, what stocks in the defense pack do you have a buy call on? Do you also like any of the private defense players at this stage, or is it largely going to be focused on the PSU ones?
So I'll be most positive on Hindustan Aeronautics, although there are some supply issues. But the order pipeline that we look at for them is extremely good, and they are working on alternative supply for the engine. So they're resolving those issues, and we'll see some positive outcomes coming from Hindustan Aeronautics by the end of this financial year. Apart from that, Bharat Electronics is another stock which I would pick on the PSU space. Third would be Bharat Dynamics, but I think we will see much more better improvement on the second half of this financial year for Bharat Dynamics. So that is one stock which I'll be watching out very keenly. On private side, I'll be more positive considering these orders of 1.5 lakh crore. A lot of components would be coming from the private sector, or especially on the shipbuilding side or on the aircraft side. So names like Data Patterns, Extra Microwave are a preferred companies within the space. And another company which recently had added more products is Zen Technologies on the counter-drone system, and which is looking to be very well placed at this point in time.
Harshit, what about some of, okay, you said you like HAL, but Mahindra & Mahindra, Bharat Forge, some of these players, are you looking at them as well? Apart from the PSU sort of plays in this defense space, what else do you think now has an interesting up move left in it?
Sure. So within the large cap defense companies, we think I think Bharat Forge is well placed to gain the most. Apart from that, L&T will also be a bigger player. But given the scheme of things for L&T, defense would still be a smaller portion as proportion of revenue. But these are the two names that we like on the large cap defense names who have more of a assembly unit, as a platform being built by them. Other companies which we discussed were largely component suppliers on the private defense side.
Like which ones?
Like Data Patterns or Extra, they are more for those kind of names.
Okay. Harshit, just want to get your sense also on, so we've seen this one set of orders and proposals actually. The Defence Ministry has actually greenlit these proposals, and then they have to now flow out. This has happened after a while, and even what we saw with HAL yesterday happened after a while. Do you expect more such proposals to come on board? And is that also a kind of strategic play we need to look at?
Certainly, we do look at better pipeline, better announcement of those pipelines. So, HAL in their last earnings call had mentioned that they are looking at order inflow of 47,000 crores. And there were two specific proposals which got approved. One was for 97 Tejas, and the other one was for the LCH helicopter. So soon we'll see that tender, which would be converted into orders for Hindustan Aeronautics, may happen at the end of this financial year or in FY26. Is something that we will be very keenly positive about.
So Harshit, if I leave the shipbuilders out, what is the pecking order for stocks relative to the valuations that they have been trading at, or the book to bill ratio, or so on and so forth? Because it's a wide gamut of PSU and private defense names. What is your pecking order currently after this announcement has come in?
So for shipbuilding companies...
No, let's leave shipbuilders out. I'm coming to shipbuilders in a moment. Before that, non-shipbuilders, what is the pecking order?
It will be Hindustan Aeronautics and Bharat Electronics.
Okay, anything in the smaller private defense space?
Data patterns, extra microwave within what the orders which have come out.
Okay.
Harshit, just very lastly, Indian defense stocks are 3 times the price or valuation of US defense stocks. I know you've talked to Neeraj about your pecking order in terms of your top picks. Shipbuilders, how do you feel about that? Because there is some conversations around upgrading the naval part of the army as well. Do you feel Cochin, Garden and Mazgaon docks are well placed? And also your top pick amongst the 3 if you have one.
So on shipbuilding side, so right now we understand the shipbuilding cycle is going through a bell curve, and we are somewhere in the middle of that bell curve cycle, and we see at least next 2 years the growth momentum would be extremely good for the shipbuilding companies. But post that, there is a bit of a fear that because we have not seen many large shipbuilding orders coming to these shipbuilding companies, so beyond FY28, the sustenance of growth is a bit more question. So I'll be not that positive on shipbuilding companies, but if I still want to pick a name, then I would prefer Mazgaon Dock within the entire space.